years in GEC, and he has done his PhD from NIT Kespurattal in 2023. And his research interest includes information security and computer networks. And he has done his PhD recently in the last year. And this topic is on phishing, email, and URL detection using machine learning and deep learning. And he has worked as a reviewer for Springer Nature journals and conferences. And he has attended Industry 4.0 Global Opportunities and Challenges in Technical Education. I welcome, we are on behalf of all the participants and the officers and principals and staffs of GEC. I welcome Dr. Somesha M to deliver this talk of our own series. Dr. Somesh?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Carry on. We can. It's over to you.
Yeah.
And your time is restricted to 30 minutes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
You can share your slides.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You.
I'm just going to share my slides now.
Yeah.
Is it visible to everyone, sir? Is my slide visible to everyone, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sumesh, I think you are logged into 2 logins. It's echoing. Please check.
What is it?
And it's audible. Even slides are shared.
Okay.
Be a little bit louder.
Okay, fine, sir.
Yeah. ಇಲ್ಲ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸುಮೇಶ್.
Sound ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಮಾತಾಡಿ. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಒಂದು ನಿಮಿಷ ಸರ್.
Yeah, you can start.
Yes, sir. Just one. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Myself, Dr. Somesha M. I'm working as assistant professor in Government Engineering College, Government GEC, Bangalore. Today, I have chosen a topic as digital communication media threats and countermeasures. So, the slides are not moving, sir.
No, sir, it's not moving. You are able to see first play.
Okay. Twice.
Sumesh?
Sir, this slides, this thing is not moving.
Sir, have you shared the entire screen or this particular window?
This I shared the entire screen.
No, you do one thing. You just close it and now it's moving.
Now it's moving, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The outline of my topic is like introduction, information security, about information security, social networks, cyber attack and types of cyber attacks, countermeasures. In countermeasures, again, phishing avoidance, protection, the threats detection and protection agencies involved in it. So these are the outline of my topic today. So introduction. In today's interconnected world, digital communication media have become an indispensable tool for business, government, and individual alike. So with their numerous benefits, these technologies also bring Fourth, significant threats that can jeopardize security, privacy, and integrity of information. Understanding these threats and implementing effective countermeasures is crucial to safeguard our digital interactions. Nowadays, the internet has become an essential part of everyone's life, serving as a wide user and invaluable resource. It connects countless servers, websites, and web pages. Through it, people can communicate with each other, exchanging emails, images, videos, and messages. Users use digital equipment to browse internet applications such as personal computers, smartphones, network-enabled gadgets, etc. So, so these are this is the way like internet or the attackers use can be a center of all the different resources available around the attacker. Using these different resources, attacker can able to mislead or misinterpret or misuse the facilities what it is are available around him. So he can misuse the facilities is available around him to gain the innocent resources, innocent credentials, innocent property from by using or misleading the people. So information security. So before discussing about information security, we just have to discuss about the data. So data, it is generated by every individual whoever they use digital devices. So data, when we invest some amount of effort to generate data. For example, if I want to edit some message, so I need minimum set of resources that we need to have a digital gadget first, and we need to have internet connectivity. We need to have the power backup. Everything we have to have to generate little bit of resource. That resource it is itself the data. That data should be very important for every individual who generates the data. So that data should be, that is information, that information should be secured. That information we have to keep secured. So for that, for creating security for the information, what are the measures, what and all, how and all, or what is information security? So we need to discuss about it. So here, security of information is a part of information risk management. So securing information is a part of information risk management. So, and mining and preventing unauthorized or improper access to data protects against misuse, exposure, disruption, deletion, corruption, alteration, recording, or devolution. So there are different varieties of possibilities we have with the data or information. So we need to minimize and prevent the unauthorized access to utilize the data or information. It involves strategies to mitigate the bad effects of such occurrences. So we have this particular information security. We have study of this information security is strategies to mitigate and bad effects of such occurrences of the misuse or misleading the information. The fundamental objective of information security is to maintain the confidentiality, integrity, and availability trade. So the basic trade what we have to follow for securing the information in information security is confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So confidentiality. So this CIA trade is mainly accomplished by using well-structured risk management procedures, such as considering the threats. So first we need to consider threats. What kind of threats we may come across when we are connected to digital device, when we are connected to digital world. So that is the first considerations should be done, and analyzing the relevant data, resources, and risks, as well as any potential threats, weaknesses, and consequences. So what are the consequences we may come across? So all those we need to analyze. So analysis plays a major role about after considering the data. Selecting risk management strategy, such as avoiding, mitigating, sharing, or accepting it. So we have to select risk management strategies. So we have many different risk management strategies. So such as avoiding, mitigating, sharing, or accepting it. So monitoring activities and adjusting as needed to address challenges. So changes or opportunities are enhancement. So we have to first monitor the activities, what kind of activities it is performed in the in information security in adjusting as needed to address challenges. So what the challenges, to address the challenges, so we need to monitor the activities, selecting or creating properties appropriate security measures and implementing them is a critical areas of mitigating risk effectively. So we need to select or creating appropriate security measures. So that is what the information security is. So securing the information. So this is what the information security. So it is, we need to maintain first confidentiality, integrity, and availability. So social networks, that next it is, so information, it is again generated with the help of different media. That is one example. It is itself, it is the social networks. So social network, it is what the social network is a way of social science researchers to understand. So social network is a way for social science researchers to understand relationship between people, peoples, group, organizations, and societies. It's a way of thinking about social structures. So we know what is the social networking is. So we are connected. We have to connect each other. So when we have to connect each other, so we have to have proper networking, and since proper understanding between the peers, then only we need to have to accept the requests of different people. So only known people we generally use to accept in social networks. The social network approach suggests studying social phenomena based on the relationship between and within units rather than just their individual properties. So, and since start of the 21st century, social media has seen immense growth. So enabling people to interact, communicate, and share experiences. So as of now, so we are using a number of our different kind of gadgets, mobile phones, or different digital devices, where every device is enabled with different social media networks. So we are all connected to that such networks such as Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and so on are examples that enable users to connect with, discover individuals who share their interests, worldviews, and hobbies. The main purpose of these websites is to let users follow the posts made by real individuals. So it is actually made for real individuals, but in actual scenario or the practical scenario, this kind of information or the individual's information, it is misleading by the hackers or different or intruders. Since many people divulge personal information online, phishers can utilize this data to target particular demographics and even get in touch with their victims, with their victims. So these are the different logos we have already seen in our gadgets of using social networks. So these are the different social network medias we are familiar with. So now we just have to discuss about cybersecurity, because cybersecurity, it is what the actual security mechanism, what it is provided in all these social media and information security area, wherever we are thinking about the security. So cybersecurity is a major one. So over there, cyber attacks. What are the different cyber attacks and what it involves? So a cyber attack involves fraudsters utilizing computational devices to target computers, networks, and digital devices in the cyber world. So we are going to use, as I said, we are going to use different kind of gadgets which is digitally enabled. Okay, that is, in the sense, it is internet connected devices where we have all the protocols installed and we are connected to it. So that those devices are used to share information. Data theft disables system intentionally or use the compromised computer as a launching pad for other attacks or all possibilities in cyber attacks. So data theft So data theft is a major thing. What it is happening in a computer communication or digital communication. So there, so what happens? The data theft. What it will do in a sense, it is disable systems internationally intentionally. So in cyber security or cyber attacks, so the attackers, they disable the systems intentionally, or the use of compromised computers as launching pad for other attacks. A cyber attack can be carried out using different methods such as malwares, phishing, ransomware, and denial of service attacks. So cyber attacks can be categorized as either part of cyberware or cyber terrorism, depending on the situation. So cyber attacks can be categorized. So depends on the different kind of attacks or different kind of misuse of information. So we are going to bifurcate. We are going to differentiate the cyber attacks with respect to cyberware or cyber terrorism. So these are the different threats, cyber attacks it is possible. So that is what first one it is phishing. So phishing, we all aware about the phishing. So, and social engineering, as I said, social engineering, we are going to use different applications of social engineering, and crypto jacking, DNS tunneling, zero-day exploit, XSS attack, ransomware, man-in-the-middle attack, distributed denial of service attacks, and SQL injection, malware. So all the other different cyber attacks possible in the digital communication. So when we discuss in detail about the malware, it is short for malicious software. It is a software. It is a code actually. It is a one program or code. It is basically used by sending different or by sending links. So nowadays, recently we are seeing in our own groups itself, we are getting different messages by sending some links, and whenever you select that link, it will be installed in your system, and that system it is negotiated with the attacker. So your system is negotiated in the sense you have your system device information. It is theft by the intruders, and it can be misused by any way, however they want, however it is coded, and however they designed the. So here, the code, it is designed with the intent of causing harm to computer system, networks, or devices. So this code, it will going to harm the computer system, networks, and devices in a network. So malware can take many different forms, including viruses, worms, trojans, ransomware, spyware, rootkit, adware, rogue software, wiper, keylogger, remote access, and scareware. So these are different malwares we can able to see in a network, when we can able to experience when you are downloading some unwanted code to our system. So this malware installs malicious software or other hazardous programs, causes several components to malfunction. So several components. So we have system. The system may have different components into it. So it may hamper any component in the system. So it is, however it is designed to spoil the communication system or device, the digital system. It may hamper the system and cause several components and restrict access to essential network components. So it is, we say, ransomware. So it will going to restrict access to essential network components, which is very much required. So after installing this particular malware, so it will go to hamper the system completely and transmits data from the hard drive. So we have a hard drive. Every device will go to have its own hard drive. So that from that hard drive, whatever the secured information it is saved in a system, it may be theft. Okay, that is what secretly collects information. So the malware secretly collects information. Whoever they created the malware, he secretly collects information. Need to accommodate protection mechanism. So to avoid this malware, we need to accommodate we need to accommodate protecting mechanisms. So these are the different what do you call malware attacks possible. That is adware, virus, keylogger, worm, spyware, ransomware, trojans, rootkit, and remote access. So next theft, what do you call attack we generally used to experience by experiencing with phishing. Okay, phishing is a major what do you call the people are getting fraudulent activities, are people used to lose their confidential information using phishing. This is what common form of cybercrime is, phishing. So this is in this phishing, bait is thrown out for the user to catch. So bait is thrown. In the sense, just people send a interesting information, or people send to get access to some information where it is not supposed to be accessed. Okay, so phishing again have different kind of phishing. So here just see the what do you call figure itself. Here we have an attacker here. This attacker, what is do is he will go into upload a phishing kit in a sense, phishing website in a phishing site, and also he will go to send a email to the victim. Victim is the user who uses the system, or who is using internet services. So he's a victim. So he sends an email to victim to select or to click on a particular page link. So here in the phishing site, the page link it is provided. So he uploads the web page where there is a link that should be clicked by the victim. So that through he will be sending the link through email, and that particular whenever the user clicks on that particular link, that is send stolen credentials. So he will be asked to input the basic credentials. Okay, once the basic credentials are inputted, that information it is transmitted to the email account of attacker. So here it is, he harvests new credentials. So he'll want to get new credentials who is become a victim for his tactics. Okay, so but here we have different what do you call phishing. Different phishings are possible in the phishing attacks that we'll want to see later. So here one more attack, it is man in the middle attack. So man in the middle in the sense, so the name itself it says man, it is he comes in between the legitimate user and the legitimate website. So he grabs information between from the user, and he himself act as a real user. So here malicious actor interacts themselves between two parties that are communicating. So two parties, when they are started communicating, he comes into picture, and if the device is compromised by malware, an attacker can install software to manipulate all the victim's data. So whichever the data it is communicated from the user, innocent user, that entire information it will be manipulated. Okay, on an insecure public Wi-Fi, attackers can position themselves between devices and network, gaining access to all the users' information without their knowledge. So he will go into, so whenever we go ahead with, or whenever we start using any of our device which is public Wi-Fi, so this kind of attacks are possible. Okay, the purpose of attack is to acquire personal information such as credit card numbers, login credentials, and account information. So here we can see the figure here. So here the user, he is a actual user, the real the innocent user. He want to connect to the website using his credentials, and in between attacker he intervenes into this communication, and he grabs all the information of a user, and he behaves himself as a real user. So he'll going to use that information, and he redirects the web information or page information to his account. Okay, that is what man in the middle attack. So other attacks such as denial of service attack. So denial of service attack in a sense, keeping resource busy. So, so for every user, whenever he want to browse any internet services, so he want the network should be connected immediately or within the short duration of time. So when he don't connect to the network device, so he feel that he cannot able to, he don't access the required services from the internet services. So, so these denial of service attackers, what they do is they keep pumping the information to the target devices as servers, where that particular complete path bandwidth, he will want to consume complete bandwidth so that none of the other users can able to connect to it. So when a server network a system is flooded with traffic, resulting in the depletion of bandwidth and resources also. So this prevents the system from responding to legitimate requests. So in such systems, they're not going to respond properly for legitimate requests. So it is also referred to as distributed denial of service attacks. So it is distributed in nature. So and it is making the entire system hamper with by loading the unwanted requests and unwanted information to the network. So SQL injection. So when we do when attackers do SQL injection, in a sense, so when we say application software, so application software, it is majorly depending on the database. So database, so in the database, if the SQL, so the wrong SQL in the queries are injected, the wrong SQL queries are injected to grab the information about the database. So in that situation, the information that such situation we say SQL injection, that is security vulnerability occurs in database layer of application. It allows an attacker to inject malicious SQL code into web applications. Web applications user input fields are not properly validated and sanitized. So web application will want to have user input credentials, user input fields, where that those fields are not properly validated and sanitized in that situation. So because SQL injections are involved in this, so in that case, SQL injection will play a role of theft or making or distracting the application process. So next it is zero-day exploit. So zero-day exploit in the instance vulnerability or weakness in software. So in a sense, zero-day. So the new software, the new malware or the new web phishing website, new phishing email, it is generated, and such kind of websites or malwares or trojans are not detected by the servers. So in that case, such zero-day exploit softwares or the websites may hamper the system of misusing the credentials. So spoofing and spoofing, identity-based attacks, supply chain attacks, insider attack threats, DNS tunneling, IoT-based attacks. All these are different attacks. It is possible in attacks are possible in attacks, different attacks. So now we'll just because this is phishing is a major threat. It is basically majorly every individual is suffering, or every day people are experiencing using phishing. So phishing is tactic used by cyber criminals that involve tricking individual into revealing sensitive information such as user ID, password, or credit card, debit card details. So here, so phishing, we are every day we are experiencing with the different medias. So here we have phishing mediums can be possible with internet, it is possible with SMS, MMS, voice. So these different areas of phishing we are every day we are experiencing. So when you think about phishing with the internet media, so internet media, again we have email phishing, e-fax phishing, social network phishing, website phishing, Wi-Fi phishing, instant messaging, messenger phishing. So these are different phishing the tactics. It is possible in this in internet. Okay. So when you think about SMS is a media, or MMS is a media, we say it is smishing. Smishing in a sense, we are again experiencing getting different SMSs and MMS messages, where whenever you click on the link, it is provided in the SMS or MMS. So those again, if you go to redirect to steal your information or redirect to input your information. And voice-based communication, where we say it is phishing. Phishing is, that is, we get phone calls from the different intruders or hackers. So they ask for to give PAN card numbers and the different your what you call different what you call very important information, the password information, or user ID information, or credit card, debit card information. So all those information, it will generally be asked to you by making a phone call by the innocent users. So innocent users immediately they respond back that if the hacker say your bank it is back your bank account it is locked, or your ATM it is blocked. So we immediately respond. So respond by giving the details of the credentials. So that is what that would happen with using phishing. So here we have different types of phishing attacks. That is spear phishing, whaling of framing, smishing, phishing, angler phishing, business email phishing, email phishing. So page hijacking. So different phishing attacks are possible. So when you say about the spear phishing, it is targeted attack that involves crafting and sending emails to particular individual to make them appear authentic. So they act as they are the real users. So in that way, such emails will be sent through spear phishing. Whaling, it is high-level executives. So whaling, in a sense, it is whaling or CEO fraud. So this is what high-level executives such as CEOs or CFOs are targeted. So if you target CEOs or CFOs, the financial gain it is more. So their intruders or hackers, the main interest is to gain the more access about the financial gain. Framing, it is utilizes malicious software to devise users into accessing the false websites. Smishing, as I said, SMS and MMS. Phishing, again, voice calls. Angler phishing, it is using social media sites and accounts. Business email, so business email compromise, BEC phishing, attacks, we say, it is what cyber criminals is a daily threat to business and partners of all sizes. So it is between two different business entities. So there is a possibility of using business email compromise phishing. And email phishing, as I said, it is the major one. And page hijacking. So attacker gains authorized access to websites or web page and replaces the original content from the page itself. So types of phishing attacks, again, it is again eFax, instant messaging. That is, we say every day we are using Yahoo Messengers, Facebook Messengers, WhatsApp Messengers, Telegrams. So all these are kind of instant messaging phishing. Wi-Fi phishing. So when we are using the Wi-Fi in a public domain, so there is a more possibility of getting into hacked by the attackers of our device. So attackers download malicious software to the victim's device to obtain passwords or direct traffic to fake websites. Web phishing. This is one major area. This is as well as email phishing. These are the two major areas where majority of researchers it's going on. Web phishing, in a sense, web page. When you open, so web page has many different contents from the URL till the the last line of a page. So between this, there are so much of contents into it. So if it is taken as URL itself, we have different components in the URL. So so in the URL itself, if it is little bit of changes in the URL itself, so it is compromised. So it may be clicked by the innocent users without noticing what exactly it is, what exactly the web page it is created. So we have many different activities, phishing activities. It is possible using web phishing and email phishing also. Email phishing, again, we have two different parts. Generally, it is header and body part. So header itself has center information, date, time, many information we have in header. And in the body also we have images. Body again we have contents can be put into body, and images we can able to attach to the email. And between this, in the body as well as images, so there also phishing is possible. And contents, what the content it is generated by the user, so there also phishing it is possible. So the people, the thousands of people are involved in this kind of research in all these different areas. So avoidance. So now the thing is like phishing should be avoided. So detection is difficult. Detection is difficult by the normal user, because detection can be, it is possible by highly literate or moderate literate people. If it is illiterate or less literate people, it is difficult to detect the phishing activities by the fraudsters. So in that case, at least we need to avoid it. Okay, to avoid, in a sense, for avoiding, so we need to educate the people. So how to avoid the situations, how to avoid the phishing. So here, some avoidance techniques. It is like user should always verify the email addresses of the sender. So, and user should pay attention to the emails, contact details, and signatures. Okay, and user should not include login credential, login information or password on forums or pages that are sent via email. So, and also users should be cautious when clicking on links and downloading attachments. If users receive an unusual request to send money or files from friend or manager or co-worker, the user should confirm the request with the sender. So protecting mechanisms. Now the detection, it is difficult. Avoidance, it is possible. And now it is protecting. How we can able to protect again. So protect ourselves by providing strong passwords and authentication, regular software updates, network segmentation. So network segmentation, in a sense, divide the network into segments to limit the impact of the breach. So this prevents lateral movement of attackers. So the attackers, they generally enter into a network laterally. So such attackers can be avoided. So having firewalls and installing antivirus software applications, and be conscious with links and downloads in a email or from the web links. Backup your data. So backup your data. It is very essential part of everyday's activity in a system. So again, threats detection and protection agencies. What are who and all the threat detection protection agencies we have in our system? So National Security Agency, that is US government agency focused on signals, intelligence, and cyber security. Federal Bureau of Investigation, that is FBI, US agency dealing with cyber criminals investigations. Cyber security and infrastructure security agencies, and European Union agency for cyber security. Even UK National Cyber Security Centers, Australian Cyber Security Centers, Interpol Cyber Security, Cybercrime Directorate, Computer Agency Response Team Coordinate Centers, International Telecommunication Union, that is ITU. So Cyber Threat Alliance, that is CTA, that is non-profit organization focused on improving cyber security through threat intelligence sharing. Indian Computer Emergency Response Team, that is CERT-IN. So the National Nodal Agency for responding to cybersecurity incidents. National Cyber Coordination Centers, NCC, NCC, Cybercrime Coordination Centers, IFOC. So it is.
Dr. Somesh,
Yes,
sorry
sir.
to disturb you. You are already, see, it's already 5:45.
Okay,
I
sir.
request to wind up in another 1 or 2 minutes, please.
Yes, fine, sir.
Another
Fine, sir.
speaker is on line.
Yes, fine, sir. Yes, sir. So this is actually my last slide. So here I just have to put so many references, but that is of no use. So because I just show one reference, because this is the session only for the threats involved and awareness session. So, and thank you for your patience and listening to me. And if I have any questions, can please ask me. Any questions from anyone, sir? Please.
Any questions from audience? Hello? Yeah, I don't think there are no questions, Dr. Somesh.
Yes, sir.
It was very informative and technically completely depthly you covered most of the concepts of the security aspects. On behalf of all the participants here, I thank you wholeheartedly for sparing your valuable time with all the staff and students. Thank you once again. Dr.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
we have next speaker. We have next speaker, Dr. Vasant Kumar M from Government Engineering College, Assam. Vasant, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Somesh, you can stop sharing your screen. Yeah, Somesh, you're getting replies from participants regarding your presentation. It was very informative and a nice presentation. Thank you. Now we have Dr. Vasant Kumar.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just I will introduce you to this August gathering. So Vasant Kumar M is currently working as assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Government Engineering College, Assam, Karnataka. He is working from past 2021 till date, and previously was with me in Government SKJT Bangalore, the Department of Computer Science and Engineering as assistant professor, and he is also in charge of placement from 2011 to 2021. So prior to this, he has worked in very reputed institute like SIT Tumkur, KIT Diptur, and other colleges. And he has received his bachelor's and master degree in Department of Computer Science and Engineering from UBT College of Engineering, Davangere, affiliated to Kuvempu University in the area 2001 and 2007 respectively, and is completed his PhD in the area of image processing at the UBT College of Engineering, Davangere, which is affiliated to VTU Belagavi, Karnataka. And his area of interest include data mining, big data analytics, data science, artificial intelligence, IoT, and he has published a few papers in international and national journals. And I welcome you, Dr. Vasant Kumar,
Thank you,
and
sir.
I request you to please take over the session. And I request you once again to restrict for 30 minutes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vasant.
So, are the slides are visible?
Yeah, it's visible clearly. Yeah, you can continue.
Okay, sir. So, good evening, everyone. Today, I'll start with Industry 4.0, the global opportunities and challenges in technical education with respect to Industry 4.0. So, before getting into the actual challenges and opportunities, let me start with how exactly the industrial revolution has started. So, starting with the first industrial revolution, so it was completely with the help of water and steam power. So, during 18th centuries, and in the second industrial revolution, it's through the introduction of division of labor and mass production with the help of electrical energy. So, during 90s, and the third revolution, it is through electronic and IT systems that further automate the production systems till 2000. And now we are working with fourth industrial revolution, which is called as Industry 4.0, which is done through the use of cyber physical systems. So it includes physical devices, cyber systems and the connectivity between the cyber systems and the physical systems. So as and when the complexity, as and when the industrial revolution happened, so the degree of complexity is also keep on increasing because of the connectivity that we established. So coming to the Industry 4.2, the key concepts behind this Industry 4.2. This is the paradigm of connecting different kinds of physical devices, which is embedded with electronics to a network or internet. So they interact like the man to machine and machine to machine. So the kind of connection will be established in this case. So transformation of manufacturing process with the help of IoT platforms and cyber physical systems. So it is completely digitalized nowadays and interconnected and demand driven, and it allows the process to allow for customized, personalized, and high quality products. So that's the main agenda behind the Industry 4.2. So coming to the overall environment of Industry 4.2, so I can start with the kind of technologies that we adopt in Industry 4.2. We concentrate on IoT, we work with big data, analytics, cloud computing, simulation and prototype, 3D printing, augmented reality, and robotic system. So using all these technologies under Industry 4.2, we try to have a communication with the physical devices. So that is through process integration, human machine collaboration, and for manufacturing environment, you can consider shop floor and kind of equipment integration. So whenever I talk about communication between the machines or between the human and the machine, so there exists a problem with security because data may be theft. So to avoid that, we have to work with cyber security also parallelly. And doing all these things, the kind of outcomes that I can expect is the manufacturing process will be cost effective. So obviously, it will be economic one. And the automation, whatever we expect from the industry or in the industry, so it is completely safe and secure. And through this Industry 4.2, the major idea behind, apart from economical and apart from safety and automation and all those things, the most important thing is the carbon footprint. So that has to be reduced. So we will work with a kind of outcome like environmental protection as well. So this is the overall environment of Industry 4.2. And coming to the design principles, we can divide the complete Industry 4.0 into four divisions. So one thing is interoperability, and second one is information transparency. Third is decentralized decisions, and the fourth one is technical assistance. So put together, all these four will make Industry 4.0, and the outcome is we concentrate on the business models, whatever that we are expecting from Industry 4.2. And the second one is the customer experience, and the third one is the operational process. So these are the three things or three outcomes we are expecting from the Industry 4.2 with these four design principles. So let us discuss one by one what exactly interoperability is and other design principles are. So coming to interoperability, so this is the ability of CPS, humans, and smart factories to connect and communicate with each other through the IoT, like Internet of Things and Internet of Services. So here we try to establish the connection between the people and the manufacturing systems. So as and when we talk about connection, so we also try to collaborate different sectors of industry together to make automated systems. So once I consider this connection and collaboration, there exists IT and OT convergence and the kind of communication between the people and the IoT. So to do all these things, we have to follow some standards, and the data has to be connected together. And to do all these things, to get connected with the machine, obviously we have to follow some protocols. So those protocols has to be followed in this design principles. And the second one is virtualization, because whenever I talk about any industry automation, we cannot get into direct real-time environment. So everything has to be developed in terms of virtual reality. So we have to make a copy of the smart factory, which is created by linking sensor data with virtual plant models and simulation models. So with these simulation models, we check the performance of the environment or the industry, and then we put it forward in terms of physical representation or real world representation. So for that, we need virtual representations and copies of the components, whatever we are expecting in the real-time environment, and the kind of data, whatever we need for the simulation. So we'll take it from the sensors, and apart from that, we also gather the data from the context in which we are working. So if you want to gather the data in which context you are working, so you should be aware of that particular context or that particular environment. And apart from that, we also concentrate on digital manufacturing and plant models, because it completely deals with virtualization. So there is no question of physical manufacturing or plant models. So obviously, we have to have an idea how exactly the product will be manufactured in future. So that has to be simulated or that has to be modeled. And once that is done, the simulation models and digital twins both has to be established in the second stage of Industry 4.0, what we call it as virtualization. And the third one is decentralization, because most of the functions, whatever we have collaborated. And
Dr. Hasan?
Sir? Yes, sir.
Hello?
Sir, ಹೇಳಿ.
You video on ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ನಿಮ್ದು. You please switch on your camera. Hello?
ಹಾ ಸರ್,
Please, because ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡಿ, ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
Slides
Please, continue ಮಾಡಿ.
So decentralization is the third stage. So it's the ability of CPUs within smart factories to make decisions on their own. So in this case, we deal with autonomous and semi-autonomous decisions and intelligence towards the edge, and the kind of communication, it should be through cyber physical systems as a decision maker, and human machine interaction. So how exactly we need to plan to manufacture the product and at what time we need to take a particular decision. So all these deciding factors and all these things will take care at this stage. And the last one is the real-time capability, because when we talk about cyber physical systems communication, IoT and connectivity and all those things, so obviously the data has to be gathered on time. So real-time data has to be gathered for real-time economy, and immediate collection and analysis has to be done to obtain the desired insights with respect to that particular industry, whatever we are working with. And fast data for flexibility, and we'll also focus on the kind of decisions that we take on time. And obviously, when we are able to take decisions on time, so we can measure what is the outcome of that particular data, if it is affecting or if it is coping up with the production. So if that is the case, obviously I can predict the maintenance cost, or I can predict the maintenance. So whether it is giving error or not, I can prevent it also, as I can predict. So these are the things that I can handle in real-time capability. And coming to the next thing, like service orientation, it offers services through the Internet of Services. So it includes cyber physical systems and internet as a service, and personalization and value added with a focus on customer, and new service models also introduced in this case. So these are the things that we can expect in design principles. And coming to the advantages or advances that I can expect in Industry 4.0 or opportunities that we can expect in Industry 4.0 is the first thing is augmented reality. It's a next version of virtual reality. So we consider this augmented reality for maintenance, logistics, and all kinds of standard operating procedures in Industry 4.0. Because as we are working with virtualization, so obviously we include augmented reality also into consideration, which increases the performance of the people, and it also increases the performance of the process that we are adopting. And obviously, as and when the performance increases, so it decreases the cost, and it also decreases the human error, and inefficiency also can be decreased. The second opportunity is the big data. So it's a extreme large set of data. And as I already explained, like we are working with real-time environment. So it deals with real-time decision making, support, and optimization. So you can reduce the downtime and increase the output by considering the big data models or big data analysis in Industry 4.0. So the best example is smart city uh, and big data analysis. And the third one is autonomous robots. So autonomous cooperating industrial robots we are using in almost all the industry. You can name any industry, we are using the autonomous robots, which decreases the manpower and increases the efficiency of the production of the system. So there are so many integrated sensors are there, and standardized interfaces are also included in this case, so which enhances the industry performance. And the fourth one is additive manufacturing. So it completely works in the with respect to the um, upfront of the industry. So it is cost compelling and low volume productions, and mass customization can be done in case of additive manufacturing, which will enforce the usage of materials other than the plastics. As I have already told that, in Industry 4.0, apart from manufacturing the goods, we are also concentrating on the environment. So in this case, we are trying to reduce this carbon footprint as well. So these are the few examples with respect to additive manufacturing. So 3D printing and all those things we can consider. And the next one is simulation is another opportunity. So simulation of value networks can be done, and most of the area, like if you consider flight simulation, you can consider car driving. Okay, and nowadays medical environment also, like they are also using with the simulation concepts. So optimization based on real-time data from intelligent systems is done through the simulation process. And the next one is system integration. So it is a cross-company data integration based on the data transfer standards. So preordination for a fully automated value chain can be done in system integration. So we deal these things, system integration in case of manufacturing units or manufacturing industry. And cloud computing. So whenever we talk about cloud computing, we also include IoT devices. So here it always deals with real-time communication for a production system. I can consider cloud computing with different environments, maybe infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, or software as a service. Depending on my requirement, I can incorporate the cloud computing into my own environment. So this is another advances or opportunity that we can experience in Industry 4.0. And the next thing is the buzzword in IT industry, that is IoT. So it is completely a network of machines and the products. So here, in this case, we work with multi-directional communication between the networked objects. So we can send the message and we can receive the message from different devices and get connected with the environment. So that can be done through IoT. And this is the few examples nowadays where Internet of Things are working with using the cloud, using the sensors. So we are getting with driverless cars and of bookstores and all those things we can consider. And the last one is the last opportunity that we can experience in Industry 4.0 is cybersecurity. So it's a vulnerability and it's variable of workforce, like which reveals the location and personal data, turning corporate espionage and hackers into legitimate threat. All these things we are experiencing nowadays because we are working with uh, communication or connected physical devices. So obviously there will be a threat for data, which is completely explained by Somesh, how exactly we can come out with solution for this cybersecurity and all these things. So here, what we need to do in case of Industry 4.0 is we need to increase the security level in manufacturing lines and smart factories, because no one should hack our assembly line. So that kind of security we have to provide for the manufacturing lines. And operation in networks and open systems is done through cybersecurity. So as I said, there is always a threat for the network system. So we need to have high level networking between intelligent machines, products and systems. So these are the few opportunities where our students can learn the concepts out of these 9 technology advances which are globally used in Industry 4.0. So they can learn any one of these things and get into the industry as an industry ready. So, and coming to the impact, so we have different types of impact in Industry 4.0. So it will reduce the defects, and production predictive maintenance is done throughout the day. So 24/7 production predictive maintenance can be done as we are working with real-time data. And it increases the flexibility in production and manufacturing on demand. And apart from that, the digital designs, the data-driven supply chains, all these things may plays a major role in enhancing the productivity of the in enhancing the productivity in the industry. So this is the few impacts. And coming to the challenges, we can divide these challenges into two. One is technological challenges and the other one is social challenges. So technological challenges include the kind of communication, because communication might not be always reliable. To some extent, we can expect some challenges. So, and quality of services that we can provide. Because as I said, so it is 24/7, we can predict the maintenance. But if something goes wrong in communication, obviously we cannot expect the reliability. And apart from that, the most important challenge that we face is cybersecurity. And apart from that, maturity of machine intelligence, because how exactly I made my machine to learn, depending on that intelligence, the machine will work. So to what extent we have trained our machine, that is very much important. So that's again a challenging task in Industry 4.0, because every day it's a learning process for the machine. So maturity of machine intelligence is also another challenge, and handling the big data is one more challenge in case of Industry 4.0. So these are the few technological challenges. But coming to social challenges, we have general reluctance to change by stakeholders. That's obviously it started from industrial revolution itself. From first revolution itself, this reluctance is there, but people has to keep on adjusting to the change in market. That has to be eradicated, and lack of adequate skills. So this is very much important, as I have quoted 9 advances or 9 opportunities in Industry 4.0. So all these are any one of these opportunities, whatever we have discussed so far. So that has to be trained for our students, so that we can make our students industry ready. And the last one is unemployment. So this will happen only because of lack of adequate skill. So if we make our students to be skilled, obviously we can eradicate the third challenge, social challenges, unemployment. So this is the top 10 skills where our students can get into and get ready with the skills for Industry 4.0. Thank you.
Hello.
Sir,
Any question from audience? Yeah, I think I don't think there are any questions. Awesome. Thank you very much, Vasant,
thank you, sir. Thanks for the opportunity.
for our wonderful informative talk. And we have next speaker, Mr. Arsegoda from. Oh yeah, he's actually is there already. One second, one second. We have Arsegoda from AS Designers, and he'll be talking today on business management and as per the industry's perspective. And he heads stores and logistics department at AS Designers, and he has got a vast experience in industry, and has worked in Maruti Suzuki and Hero Honda companies in a top level positions. And you'll be definitely is a very good resource person for this particular series. And welcome you, sir, on behalf of all the participants here. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah. I'm audible.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Arsegoda, for joining us.
Yes, sir.
This
It's my
particular,
pleasure.
now, I just request you to please take over the session
Yes, sir.
and enlighten us. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, you can share your screen.
Yeah. That's no problem. Sir, 1 minute, sir. I'm just sharing my slide.
Yeah, no issue. If you are having any difficulty, please share your slide to me,
Yeah.
and we'll decide from our side. If you are having a difficulty in sharing the slides from your side, you can WhatsApp me. Yeah. Now it's sharing.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, you make it full screen. Yeah.
Sir. You're able to see, sir?
Yeah. Continue.
Yes, sir. Everybody, good evening. Hello? Am I audible?
You are audible, you can continue.
Okay, sir.
Because all are on mute.
Okay.
Only at the end of your presentation, we will allow them to ask any questions if they are interested.
Okay,
Or
sir.
if they will to ask any questions.
Okay, sir. It's fine, sir.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
So, good evening, everybody. So, I am Arsegoda. I'll be taking you to the business management related to industry perspective today. And I'm showing some of the pictures. You can just see like one person is catching all the people, means it is a business management. You have to manage the people. And in the bottom picture, you can see how in a business, what all things in a different perspective has to be thought and put it on the boards. And on the right side of the picture, you can see the industry where we have all the equipments, we have all the resources, we have all the materials, we have to plan the layout, you have to plan the processes, and you have to put sufficient manpowers, and whether it is a automatic or semi-automatic or a manual kind of operation. So there is a lot of things where it comes in the business management. So business, if you can define, so in a simple words, you can tell, okay, it is an economic activity, okay, that involves the exchange, purchase, sale, or production of goods and services with the motive to earn profits and satisfy the needs of customers. So there is a need for a customer, and you are going to invest the money, and you are going to produce, and you are going to earn the profits. So in a simple term, I'm putting it in the simple term. So businesses can be both. It can be a profit as well as it can be a non-profit, okay, that functions to gain profits or achieve a social cause respectively. So this is the business. What do you understand by management? So management is a process of dealing with or controlling things or people. So management means you have to control the things or you have to control the people. That is a management. So put together, business management is holistically how to manage an organization with the things and with the people and earn the money in an efficient and effective way. Okay, so this is the business management to make you understand the bottom line. So further moving, the business is defined as an organization or an enterprising entity engaged in commercial, industrial, or professional activities. Businesses can be for profit or non-profit, and business range can be from a small limited company to a big sole proprietorship corporations, partnerships. So it can be like that. In management, it can be defined as a process of getting the work or the task done that is required for achieving the goals of an organization in an efficient and effective manner. Okay, so we have to use these terms in a business management, these two words. One is efficient, which is internal, and effective is external. Okay, so efficient, people should work in an efficient, resources should be used in an efficient way. Effective is the output. Okay, what type of quality you get, what is the output you get, what is the customer need is there. So in an effective way, so that you reach your organizational goals in a positive way. It is also a process. We call management also is a process. That is, we have planning, we have organizing, we have staffing, we have directing, and we have controlling. Okay, so as you all know, Henry Fayol is the real father of the modern management. So he was a Frenchman, and he was an engineer who was working with a mining company. Okay. So in further moving, so if you want to move future in the business management line, innovation is the one thing where you have to continuously innovate the things to be in the business. Okay, and you have to drive companies to stay competitive and responsive in a fast-paced market. Innovative management strategies like adopting agile management and lean methodologies is crucial for businesses aiming to enhance flexibility and efficiency. So you have to adopt the agile management principles and the lean methodologies for you to enhance the business flexibility and the efficiency. So in this business management, how it is going to help? So if you're going to manage a business in a better way, so it is going to solve your problems. And there is a scientific analysis of industry issues. You're going to solve the issues and problems in a scientific way and providing practical solutions. So that is the benefit of the business management. So management is very crucial for any organization. If you don't have management, then you cannot run an organization, right? So management is very crucial for the success of any organization. So what kind of management you require? So how the management should work? All that you can see in the coming lines. So it involves planning, organizing, coordinating, and directing a group of people to achieve specific goals and objectives effectively. If you want to be an effective leader, you must understand how to manage your workforce. Okay, so if you manage a very good workforce, your output and your productivity, everything comes out in a very efficient way. Okay, and the principles of management are the basic activities that can help you to plan, organize, and control the operations. It is related basically to the material, the people, the machines, the methods, the money, and the markets. Okay, So they provide the leadership to human efforts so that they achieve the set objective efficiently. So you have some objectives. With the good quality of the leadership, you are going to achieve the objectives through the human efforts. Okay, so that is the principles of the management. You can see what do this business management focus. So they usually focus on the customers, on the leadership, on the engagement of people. You need to engage the people in an organization, and everything you have to base, you should be process approach, and continuous improvement has to be done, and evidence based you have to take a decision, and you have to manage the relationships between the customer, between the internal, external, everywhere you have to maintain the relationship. So that is a key management principles. So once a management coming into your mind, there are three levels. Okay, one is the lower level, second is the middle level, another is the top level management. So top level management are the vision makers, middle level management are the executors, and the lower level management who perform the operations in the shop floor, right? So all the management in all the three levels it is there, but the highest focus is on the top level management. Okay, they are the people who give the direction and the vision to achieve the organizational objectives. So what is the golden rule for the management? So managers are to treat employees as they would wish to be treated themselves. So it has a huge positive impact on the people's engagement and the overall trust of the organization. Okay, so manager means you should manage yourself first and you should manage others. So whenever you're treating others, it should be as that you are treating yourself. Okay, so it has a very positive impact in the management. So why is industry required? Okay, so every might ask, why is this industry? Why is industry required? Right? The industrial sector plays a crucial role in the overall economic growth of a country. So if at all a country has to grow economically, means industries plays a crucial role. It contributes to the increased production, fixed investments, exports, employment, and capacity utilization. It also utilizes raw materials, labor, capital to make the goods. The factory is a place where these inputs are brought together to produce the outputs. So factory is a media where they use it. All the inputs are put together to produce an output. Okay. The other two output influence the production of output, that is technology and the management. So industries are needed for products of daily use. Why industries are required? So, okay. So we see items that we use every day, such as toothpaste, bikes, scooters, buses, cars, heavy machineries, equipment, soaps, bicycle. So there are a lot of kind of industries which are required for a daily use and which are required to manufacture the different types of products. Okay. Which are the 5 competitive forces that influence an industry and identifies its strengths and weaknesses? That is the threat of the new entrants, bargaining power of the suppliers, bargaining power of the customers, rivalry among the existing competitors, and threat of the substitutes. What are the challenges faced by the industries in today? Factors such as inflation, economic instability, geopolitical disturbances have made it difficult to conduct business today, as we are seeing after the corona, right? Additionally, manufacturing industry problems. There are a lot of manufacturing industry problems also within that. So that is lack of skilled personnel, supply chain issues, okay, monopolies, okay, digitalization, which is coming in this newer world, automation challenges. Everybody is asking automation, but nobody is moving towards that. Only few are moving towards that, who has a lot of investment required, and unavailability of the raw materials. Some of the raw materials should be sourced from the outside countries. Okay, within the country there are many raw materials which are not available for the precision components, and the credit facilities and energy sources. Okay, these have been the major challenges to the growth of the Indian industries. So what are the best management practices? So if you talk of management, so what is the best practices? So you need to delegate the tasks. So you need to delegate many of your tasks. So that is one of the best management practice. Change management. So people should be willing to make the changes, and know your employees, lead by example, communicate well, conflict resolution. You should be able to resolve the conflicts within the organization, customer collaboration, encourage teamwork. So within the departments and within the divisions, you should encourage the teamwork. So these are the best management practices. Like that, you should hold regular meetings. You need to integrate the technologies, encourage teamwork, hold regular meetings, invest in the culture, listen actively, management of the key performance indicators, like what is the productivity, what is the efficiency, how many lines per hour, okay, what is the output per person. Okay, so these are the KPIs which you need to manage. Business performance management, how is the business performance year on year, what is the growth you have been seeing. So this is called business performance management. Promote positivity, so you need to promote the culture within the organization which is positive. And quality management, you should follow the best quality practices. So you should be consistent, modify and customize for your business, promote employee growth and the development. So you should promote the employee growth. You should show them the where the career progression. Okay, use quantitative data to make the decisions. So any data you can take an easy decision. So these are the best management practices you need to follow in an industry. Okay, without this you cannot have a best management, right? And what are the business management skills you require? So you require a lot of skills to manage a business in a big organization or a small organization. You should have a lot of business management skills. So what are those skills? First is the leadership, decision making, problem solving, delegation, project management, time management, organization, strategic thinking, financial management, business analytics, budget management, revenue and the capital budget management, emotional intelligence, strategic planning. What can we plan for next 2 years? What can we plan for next 5 years? What can be plan for next 15 years? So you should have the strategic planning. Skills management, how to manage the people skills. Okay, how do you upskill them? How do you train them? Conflict resolution within an organization. If there is any conflict, how do you resolve? Right? Interpersonal communication, team building, collaboration, critical thinking, communication skills, negotiation skills, organization skills, motivational skills. So even one of this skill missing, you cannot manage the business in a better way. So every business management person should have all these skills to better manage the organization in or an industry. Okay. So industry life cycle, if you take, okay, you start up, you will have you will grow slowly and you will reach the maturity level and you will again decline. So after the maturity, if at all, if you want to be in the business, continuous innovation and meeting customer demand can only sustain in the longer run. So once you reach a maturity level, you should understand the customer demand. You should do continuous innovations in your products. Okay, then only you can sustain in the longer run. So the best example was the Kodak, right? Everybody had Kodak cameras, right? And after that, what happened? They did not move towards the digital cameras, and they did not take the customer feedback. So they declined. Okay, so so to avoid the decline, you should always do continuous innovations and see what customer requires. Okay, if you want to sustain in the longer run. So business leaders, you can see there are a lot of business leaders who are managing very efficiently and effectively. Ratan Tata, Azim Premji, okay, Infosys Narayan Murthy, Mahindras. Okay, so there are new entrepreneurs who are coming up. Okay, they are also having good business management skills, and they are doing a lot of innovations in the industries. Okay, so if at all, if you want to tell, sir, which industry is the best place to work? So there are some criterias. Okay, one is the credibility, second is the respect, fairness, pride, camaraderie. These are the 5 things. All this depends on the trust, right? So the management and the people, okay, they should have a very strong bonding in all these. So once you have this bonding, so people feel more trusted and they will not leave your organizations. Okay, so in the business management, this is one of the thing where you need to be very positive. Okay, if at all, if you want to make your organization a great place to work, you should follow all these things, and it all depends on the culture what you establish from the beginning. Okay. So for all these, you require a leader, right? So if at all, if a country wants to move very fast, or if at all a business wants to grow very fast, or if at all, if you want your brand to be there in the world market, a leader is very important, right? So what does a leader do? He directs, he motivates, and he inspires, right? So, and the leadership is also a process. So you cannot get an immediate leader, right? It is also a process in which the leader exercises the ability to influence, lead a group of people, motivating them to work with enthusiasm towards the fulfillment of the organization's objectives. So what can a leader do? He always keep on the improved employee engagement. He makes a better decision, improved customer satisfaction. Okay, he improves improved innovations, increased productivity, and he also sees that a company goes in a profitable way, right? So what are some of the qualities of a leader? Okay, in a business management? So he should have a better communication skills, motivation skills, the charisma, the enthusiasm, resolution skills, management skills, negotiation skills, discipline, active listening, honesty, okay, vision, decision making skills, and good image in the organization. So then only we call it as a leader, right? So with all these skills, a better leader, your organization can go anywhere, right? From a small 100 rupees company, you can make 100 crore company, right? Or 1 crore company, you can make a 1000 crore company. Suppose in my example, if you take for Ace Designers, my MD, his first year of sale was 65 lakhs. And today we are standing at 1200 crores, right? So it took almost 29 years. Okay. So a leader is very important in an organization. So what are some of the worrying statistics on the leadership? 85% of the organization, they say it is crucial to develop leaders at all levels, like lower level leaders, middle level leaders, the top level leaders. So 83% of the organization feel that it is very crucial to develop, and only 5% have implemented the leadership development process. Okay, 15% of the organization say that leaders are very effective at meeting business goals. What about 85%? Okay, so 85% people lack the business management skills, and 71% companies do not feel their leaders can lead their organization into the future because of the lack of the knowledge and the business. Okay, what are some of the things why leaders fail? On the right hand side, you can see the pathological personality traits. They have some traits which people don't like. Okay, insufficient moral development, brittle approach, losing sight of the important goals, very poor communication with the people. Okay, they choose the wrong goals, they do not choose the right goals, they assume the things. Okay, they fail to listen, they ignore the need of the to build relationships, they don't accept the truth. Okay, so these are some of the things where the leader fails, right? So you should try to avoid all these things to be a better leader in an industry. So as you all know, the baby boomers were born in the beginning after the World War, and Generation X, Generation Y, Generation Z. So we are Generation X, we stick on to one company. The Generation Y, they move on to a good company, and the current generation, which are Generation Z, okay, they want to stick on their choice. Okay, so they don't want to stick on to one company, or they want to stick on to the my choice. Okay, whatever choice they opt, they will be having 5 offers in hand, and they choose what they want, right? So this is the characteristics of the Generation Z. So on the right hand side, again, you can see what kind of people are this Generation Z. Okay, so 98% own a smartphone, 92% have a digital footprint, 50% are connected online for 10 hours a day. Okay, 80% feel distressed when kept away from their electronic devices, and 40% people, they are addicted to their phones, and 70% of the people watch 2 hours of YouTube each day. So this is the kind of Generation Z we have. Okay, who are technology, very close to technology, right? So you should have some kind of management skills, okay, to move forward in any organization. So these are the expectation of the current generation Z, right? So they want a very good work-life balance. They want a feedback culture in the workplace. They have to be recognized and appreciated. Okay, they want to work in a diversified culture, and they want a mental health. They don't want stress. They don't want to take stress, and they want to keep their good physical health. They want L&D to happen every now and then. They want to learn more and more, and they want a career growth path. They want technology integration. They want competitive compensation. Okay, they don't want like don't want bureaucracy. They want lesser hierarchy, and they don't want a strict rules to be in the place. Okay, so these are some of the expectations of the generation Z. Balancing might be very difficult for the business management people. So if you take any small business, so there are usually 4 functions, right? One is the planning function. You set and you need to track the goals. Organizing, you need to create a structure, and you should be in an organized way. Okay, whether it is a machine, whether it is a people, whether it is a process. Okay, you need to get the sufficient output. And leading, the another function is leading. You have to keep on guiding the people. You need to keep on motivating the people. And the function D, you can call it as a controlling. So you should keep on measuring the results to see that whether you are achieving the organization's objectives, right? So the best return for a lifetime is to educate the people. And you all know the leaders never stop learning. Okay, even today the old leaders, they keep on reading the things. Okay, so if at all, if you want to be a better leader in a business, and you have to manage the people and your processes and manage others, and in the business management you want to grow, then you need to learn and lead. Okay, this is the only thing what will be available for the business management. Okay, and this is my end of my presentation, and I hope all your computer science people can understand these management words or lines. Okay. Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. I finished my presentation, sir.
Yeah. Just someone has
I
raised
don't know
raised the hand.
how much the computer science students have understood.
No, not only computer science, there are faculty members from various department branches, as
Yes,
well
sir.
as to some extent from other students from some other branches.
Yes,
I
sir.
think Mr. Rajshekhar Talakal has raised his hand. Let me ask him what actually has.
Yes.
He has some questions.
Yes, sir.
Rajshekhar?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Yeah.
Sir, thank you, sir, Mr. Arsegoda, for wonderful talk on management. Yes, you have given a complete overview, and it's a foundation knowledge wise. I think the talk was very, very insightful. And you have highlighted that yes, designers over a period of 29 years. I mean, it has grown from 29 lakhs to 1,200
65 lakhs.
crores.
65
Yeah.
lakhs to 1,000
Oh,
crores.
okay. 65 lakhs to 1,200 crores. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
So it's all because I mean the management technique
Yes,
or
sir.
decisions over a period of time which
Yes.
your leaders have taken.
Yes, sir.
And my question is like I mean how has this management and decision process I mean evolved over this period of time like 29 years? I mean
Yes, sir.
definitely technology has been used effectively, and
Yes.
modern tools like artificial intelligence tools are there to further enhance this growth. So how in as designers you are incorporating this process?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Uh,
So to begin with, 1994,
mm,
the 4 people who are the founding fathers, they had a vision to open a machine tool, which was a growing path in the world, and there was a huge requirement across the world. And as you know, in 1990s, the industry was moving very fast. Okay, and there was a huge requirement. The population growth was very high, and all the components they were doing in a conventional way on a CNC lathe machine. So what these four leaders thought, they were all from HMTs and Harrier Kirloskars, and we call it another in Gorguntepalya CMTI. So all these four people who came together for opening a company called Ace Designers. So they had a great vision that yes, we need to, as you know, HMT was closed, and Harrier Kirloskar was also getting closed. So there was an opportunity. So they thought that why can't we use this opportunity to make a CNC machine? Okay, so these four people who are, one was very good in the design, one was very good in the production, one was very good in the parts assembly, and one was very good in the market related things. Okay, so these are where with these four leaders got combined, each was in a unique way. So these four people connected together, and they made a first CNC machine. Okay, and that first CNC machine was sold. Okay, and the first year revenue was 65 lakhs. Okay, they had a very skew staff, like they had 4 management staff, and they had somewhere around 5 people in a small godown where they made that machine in 4 months. Okay, so every 4 months they would make one machine. So moving forward, they approached the many what do you call these automobile industries. So first their approach was the automobile, and second they moved to the general engineering, and after that they moved to the aerospace, and after that they moved to the medicine and pharmaceutical industries. Okay, so their approach was towards the marketing for the automobile companies. Okay, so as automobile companies in 90s and 2000, it was going on a very boom. So they wanted to approach the automotive industries. Okay, so they approach Bajaj, they give us a huge order, and many automobile companies at that point of like Mahindras, okay, like Hero. Okay, so many companies came with these. They gave the order for us to move forward, and ours in India. The machine tool company there were no machine tool, actually speaking. Everything was getting imported, like maybe Haas, like DMG, like Makino. Many machine tools machining centers were getting imported from the other countries. So in India there was a lot of scope, so they tapped the market. Okay, and they begin to manufacture the CNC machines. So first they made 65 crores, then they moved to 100 crores, then they moved to 200 crores. So like this, they went on keeping the what do you call approaching the markets, and they were also meeting the customer demand. Even today, Ace Designers is the only company which can build as per the customer. Okay, so for us the customer is first, and we believe in the customer satisfaction. So no other company does or accept the customer request. There are some standard models. If you want, you can take this model. Okay, that is the approach of the other machine tool company. But ours company, we understand each and every point, and we take each and every point of the customer, and we build the CNC machine. So that is one advantage every customer add in us. Okay, if you go to Ace, I can make any kind of machining component. I can get any solution from the Ace Designers. Okay, so that is a kind of approach we had towards the customer. That's why our company grew. In 29 years, our organization grew to 1,200 people, and today we are at 1,200 crores, and we are aiming at 3,500 crores, because the demand is very huge for the CNC machining centers. And also we are towards the current technology. We have CNC partners. We have Fanuc, we have Mitsubishi, we have Siemens. Yes, sir. Rajshekar, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Rasagoda, for your wonderful informative session. It was really, since you have an industry experience, exposure, and you have
Half an hour
worked
is very difficult, sir.
Yeah. You worked in highly managerial level, and definitely your talk will be helpful for all our students and staff. And on behalf of all the participants, I wholeheartedly thank you for your wonderful session.
Yes.
And thank you again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, we have
See you,
next
sir.
Dr. Nirmala. Yeah. Anything to convey? You have anything to say?
Any other questions?
Yeah, any questions from participants? I think you don't have any questions. Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you,
sir.
Mr. The resource person, Dr. Nirmala Iramani, today as a speaker, a program coordinator from Department of Computer Science and Engineering, VTU Center for PG Studies, Mudanhalli, Chikbalapur. And she has done this PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from VTU. And her specialization area is wireless sensor networks. She completed his PhD in 2019 and MTech in CSC, once again VTU, and even B from VTU. And she has got experience, wide variety of administrative experience as well as academic experience. And she was a coordinator for VTU PG Center, CSC department, even till today. And she is a member of Women Empowerment Committee, VTU, Belagavi, and assistant director of Skill Development Center, VTU, Mudanhalli. And she has been taken as a additional responsibilities of Tech Guru, VTU, ACT, Adult Lab, Idea Lab, and delivered many training on IoT sections to faculty of various colleges across India at AICT, Adult Idea Lab, VTU Mudanhalli. And she is in charge of that particular lab even today. And she has worked as a deputy director of Skill Development Center, VTU Regional Office, Bangalore. And we have, she has worked as principal coordinator as well as Skill Development Center, VTU, till today. Madam, it's very, it's a pleasure to have you on this occasion.
So today I'll be talking on IoT architecture and communication models. As we all know that now IoT is the buzzword of, nowadays it has become a buzzword. And before we start, I thought let me give an definition of IoT. Then after that, I'll be talking on IoT architecture, then IoT protocols, then I'll be talking on IoT communication models with example. Okay. Next. Okay. As we all know that IoT has become a buzzword, and but when we go to the history, when we look into the history, way back in 1830s itself, there was some kind of communication between two machines, and it was electromagnetic telegraphy. And but due to a lot of technological development in the 1990s, 1999, I guess, there was a presentation by a person called as Kevin Ashton, and in his presentation, he had named the presentation as Internet of Things. From then on, I think the word Internet of Things has come into picture. But before that, there was a lot of communication happening between different machine to machine or human to machine, all that. Okay. With this brief history, the definition of IoT is like Internet of Things refers to the network of physical devices, vehicles, buildings, and other items embedded with sensors, software, and network connectivity, which enables these objects to collect and engage the data. I think I'll not go much in detail with the definition. Let us look into the architecture of IoT. See, basically, IoT is like when we look into the simple architecture, we have only three layers in IoT architecture. The bottommost layer is perception layer. The middle layer will be the network layer, and the topmost layer will be the application layer. This is very simple for simple applications. But other than that, if you want to look it in detail, IoT has got around 5 layers or even 7 layers of architecture, in which the bottommost layer is the perception layer, where we have a physical objects, which meaning with sensors and actuators, and all these sensors and actuators will be connected to some development boards through which they try to sense the data and actuate the devices, or sense the data and send it to the other layer through some communication medium. Above this perception layer, we have a network layer, and this network layer is a medium through which it's a communication medium. Using different communication medium and different communication technologies, the sensed data will be transmitted from the bottom layer, perception layer, to the layers above it, above that. Above this network layer, we have called as middleware layer, where in some cases in IoT application, in some of the IoT applications, we do some kind of processing of the information. We do some kind of data analytics based on the requirement, and then it is giving us a kind of a graphical representation of the data, what is being sensed and what is being analyzed. That sensed and analyzed representation, we can have it in the application layer. Application layer is nothing but something where the layer, it can be a server, it can be a desktop, or it can be your a mobile where through which you are trying to view the data that has come from the perception layer. And above this, we have something called as business model, and this business layer is not mandatory to all for all the applications, but maybe sometimes when we are collaborating the sensed data, the data with some other organization, then we look into this business model. I just felt like giving this small simple architecture view of IoT. Since there may be some students, and in this presentation, I mean in this lecture series, I felt like taking this image where I've taken one example as smart energy meter, where there is a development board Arduino, and there is one more board called as Node MCU. If people have worked with IoT, I think they'll get to know this Node MCU is nothing but a development board where we have Wi-Fi enabled, which is a Wi-Fi enabled. And to this development board, the code will be dumped, and all the sensors and actuators will be connected to this development board. Through this Node MCU, the data which is sensed by the devices, which you can see here, there is a bulb, which is an actuator, there is a kettle, fridge, all the appliances of home will be sensed, and the energy consumed by them will be sensed, and it will be measured by an energy meter. And it is again whatever the data which is being collected from all these appliances will be pushed to the cloud, where actually the data analytics and the data presentation of the data, visualization of the data will be made. And there is one more thing called as Blink app on the left side. You can see that's an application layer. You can see this is an application layer where the person who wants to, if I am having a smart home, and then if I want to see what is the consumption, I want to see the reading of a energy meter, then I can have an app in my mobile phone and have a look at the whatever the reading it is having. Okay. That was a brief introduction, and now coming to the IoT protocol. A lot of protocols are there under different layers. We have taken there are 4 layers what I would like to mention here. The link layer, which is nothing but like a data link layer in our network layer. And in data link layer, we have several protocols like 802.3, Ethernet, Wi-Fi, WiMAX, LoRaWAN, Zigbee, all that, and 2G, 3G, that is Wi-Fi internet connection. Above which we have a network layer, and this network layer will have protocol, and IPv4 was not sufficient for IoT, because everything and anything should be identified. Unique identification should be given in Internet of Things. Hence, IPv6, since the invention of IPv6, I think it has made the job of, giving a unique identification name to the to anything and everything what we connect to the internet through IPv6. Anku? Hello?
Yes, madam. Any problem?
Here, I'm not able to see the slides.
It's being presented.
But I think I'm not able to see.
Wait, ma'am. I'll stop and share it again.
Now I can see.
Okay.
IPv6 and 6 LoWPAN. It's a protocol which is basically made for Internet of Things. 6 stands for IPv6 and low power wireless personal area network, and this is a protocol which is used for Internet of Things. It is designed to enable the Internet of Things by connecting low power devices to Internet using IPv6 protocol. This protocol extends the reach of IPv6 to constrained devices. Since IoT, a lot of devices which is been connected to sensors may not be getting the power energy constraint. They are energy constrained, and hence this 6LoWPAN protocol will help the constrained devices to get connected through the internet to the server. These devices may be having with limited processing power, memory and energy resources. So this 6LoWPAN is one of the important protocol in IoT technology. Then we have a transport layer where, like all other networking, we have TCP and UDP. The topmost layer, we have application layer where we have a lot of protocols called as HTTP, hypertext transfer protocols, constrained application protocols. Then we have WebSockets. We have MQTT protocol where which is nothing but message queuing, telemetry, transfer, XMPP, DDS, AMQP. All these are the application protocols, and these protocols will support, give us some kind of standards to transmit the sensed data from the client to the server. Next. Yeah. Now, the main agenda of today's talk is on IoT communication models. See, there are 4 IoT communication models. The first one is request-response communication model, publish-subscribe communication model, push-pull communication model, and exclusive pair communication model. I would like to explain each of them with some examples so that you all will be able to understand. First, I'm talking on request response communication model. The request response is a communication model where a client will make a request to the server and the server will send a response to the requested client. So whenever a client sends a request to the server, server, what it does, it will go look back to the resource. Backend will have a data base. It will fetch that data from the database, and then it will prepare a response and send back to the client. So it is a stateless communication model, we can say, and each request response pair is independent. Stateless meaning each request is independent with the previous request. That meaning what? The server will not retain any kind of information about the previous request. So it is, every request is independent. Opposite to this is a stateful. Example for stateless example is what? There is some kind of, there is a request from a client to know the temperature of some maybe some hall or some room or some maybe fuel or whatever. Once request is made, that's all. The server need not have any information about the previous request. So it will just send the response and that's it. But opposite to this is stateful, where the server maintains the state of the multiple interactions. That is some kind of applications, like maybe application like online banking. Such kind of application will be wanting to have the data information about the every request we make in one session. Like cookies, they will have cookies and they will try to maintain. So request response communication model in this case will be stateless, and in case of IoT. Next. See, I've taken one example here. The example is retrieving weather information from server. So there is a client, and the client will make a request using a GET request application, HTTP. HTTP has got a model, some kind of object called as GET, and using this protocol, we'll try to request weather information from the weather API server. The request specifies that it wants to retrieve the weather forecast from some city, maybe in some unit. So you can see the code here. The client will send a request, and this request will be using a GET object, and the request will be the endpoint of a request. In the program, I think in HTML, if we write a program here, the endpoint will be an API, the server address, and the what is that it wants. I mean, with the page, exact page which it is requesting. And next we have a parameter. What kind of parameter we are trying to retrieve from the server? So that's a location and the maybe the temperature in some unit. Okay. So the code will be embedded with this, and it will be sent. The request will go to the server. Next. So after getting the request, what the server will do is it will try to process the request by querying its database. Backend database will be there. It will go fetch the database, and then it will gather whatever the information is been requested, and it will try to respond. It will try to create one packet, create one format, a data format, and it will try to respond to the requested client. And the response body will have a JSON formatted data containing weather information. So this JSON is nothing but it's a format. It will specify how the data should be responded to the client. It's a standard of data exchange format. Next. Okay. After that, the client will receive the response, and the client receives the response in a JSON form, and it has to parse that, and it will try to display that information to the user in the format whatever the user can understand. So request response is like this: the client make a request, server will take the request, it will fetch the data what has been requested, and it will then send back to the client. The second model is publish-subscribe communication model. And in this publish-subscribe communication model, there are three entities. One is a publisher, the other one is a broker, and the third one is a consumer. So publisher meaning that's an entity where whatever data has been sensed, it will try to put it to the server, push it to the server. So publishers are the source of data, and publishers send the data to the topics which has been managed by the broker. So topics in the sense, let us say in this, I have a industry, and the industry is trying to sense lot of parameters in the industry, maybe temperature, pressure, or whatever, maybe if there is a fire or not, lot of parameters it will be sensing. All the sense data will be pushed to the server, and the data which is being pushed by the source, that source we call it as a publisher. And next we have everything, all the data will go to the broker, and there is a broker will be the person who wants to fetch the data is called as a consumer. Consumer has to subscribe for the topics which are managed by the broker. Broker will just keep all the data that has been pushed by the publisher. So like that, say like topic 1, topic 2, topic 1 may be a temperature, topic 2 may be humidity, whatever. So all these are called as topics in terms of publish-subscribe communication model. And the broker will try to manage all these data topics, and whoever wants that topic should subscribe to that topic. Like let us say this consumer wants to know the temperature of that particular industry. He has to subscribe to that topic, and he will be getting that topic data from the broker. So whenever the broker receives the data for the topic, for the publisher, it sends the data to all the subscribers. Meaning everybody will not get, only the person who has subscribed to that topic will be getting that data. So there are a lot of consumer at the right side. So maybe the topic 1, consumer 1 and consumer 2 are interested in topic 1. So they have subscribed for that topic, and they'll be getting that data what has been pushed by the publisher. Consumer 3 is interested only in topic 2. So hence he will subscribe for the topic 2, and he will be getting that topic 2 from the broker. So basically, publish-subscribe communication model will be the source at which the data is sensed will not be directly given to the consumer. There is somebody in between called as broker, and this broker is trying to get something from the publisher and give it to somebody who has subscribed to that particular topic, and that person who is taking is called as a consumer. So I've taken one example to say, to make you understand how this publish-subscribe model works. See, this is an example where, let us say this is an industry, where a lot of parameters have been monitors. There are at the left side, you can see there is a temperature sensor. There is again a pressure sensor. All these we call it as a client. At the right side, you can see at the other end, you can see there are two clients. One is a laptop where you have some application on the laptop, and there is one more client where you have some application on the client, and these two clients should subscribe to this broker, and the sensed data from the temperature sensor and the pressure sensor, or whatever the sensor we have attached to, all the sensed data through our development model or some programming, we will try to push it to the server, and this MQTT broker which is there at the server will try to take all the data which has been pushed by the sensors. Then it will see, say, let us say the client where the laptop, you can see the client, the application on the client will subscribe to the MQTT broker. And there is one more client which is nothing but a mobile phone. You can see where is the app on the mobile phone. He will also subscribe to that, and both of them have subscribed to temperature, let us suppose. Then both of them will be receiving the temperature which has been pushed by the publisher through the broker. So this is how the publish and subscribe module will work. So anything you want to take, those two end, the source at the source and the destination will not talk directly. Source and the destination will be have somebody in between, and that somebody in between we call it as a broker. And through broker, whatever the data is been sensed will be retrieved by the client. Next, we have something called as a push-pull communication model. And as the name says, it is like data should be pushed to the server, and somebody who wants the data should pull the data from the server. And the person who is pushing the data to the server, we call it as publisher, and the devices which is pulling the data from the server, we call it as a consumer. So producer do not need to in push-pull is a communication model in which the data producers pushes the data to the queue, and the consumer pull the data from the queue. The queue is also a buffer. Queue is nothing but it's like a buffer. Whatever has been pushed, it will be in a buffer, and whenever the client wants, he can retrieve the data. It will be in the queue, and he can retrieve the data whenever he wants. Next. See, their push-pull communication model can also be viewed as independent, like push communication model and pull communication model. In push communication model, the data is sent automatically from the server to the destination without the destination requesting for the data. Example, I have taken smart home security system. In smart home security system, let us suppose that there are cameras that has been fixed in my home, and whenever a intruder comes in front of a camera, it will take a photo, it may take a video or whatever, the motion will be detected, it will click a photo and send it to the server. So whenever the sensor detects a movement, they are automatically sent to the server, which can then be alerts to the house owner's smartphone. So meaning what? It is just pushing. So in case of pull communication model, if I'm a house owner, I want to know what is happening, I can just pull the data. Here one more example I've taken. There is a smart agriculture system where whenever the farmer wants to know the moisture level of his farm, he can just open an app on his mobile and just view the moisture level of his land. So that is, he is trying to pull the data from the server. The data is nothing but the moisture level. So this pulling is from the client side, and pushing will be from the client's or device side, or your perception layer to the server. So in between there is a server. One side perception layer will try to push the data to the server, and application layer will try to pull the data from the server. So one more example where there is a combination of push and pull model, smart energy meter management system, where there are smart energy meters which is installed in the home, will push the electric usage data to the utility companies utility company's server at regular intervals. So anything, whatever the energy is being consumed by the appliances what we have at home will be pushed to the will be measured by the energy meter, and indirectly it will be pushed to the server. And pulling is what, let us say, if I'm a house owner and I want to know what is the energy consumption or usage, what has happened, or I want to see the history of my energy consumption, I can just open the app on my mobile phone and try to retrieve that data from the server which has been holding my data. So that together, smart energy meter with the infrastructure of collecting the data with the meter and pushing it to the server, and a house owner pulling it from the server to see what is the consumption. So together we call it as a push-pull communication model. Okay, I have just shown in terms of pictures. There are a lot of appliances which is trying to consume the energy, and this energy consumed is measured by a smart energy meter, which is in turn connected to a grid. So through this grid, I think it is measured and it is given to the grid. At the grid side, we have a server, and whatever has been consumed will be measured, and the data from the smart meter will be sent to the server at the grid side, and the server will try to maintain the record of the energy consumed. And whenever, if at all a house owner wants to know, he can pull it from the server at the grid side. So lastly, we have exclusive pair communication model. And this exclusive pair communication model is, as the name says, the communication between two parties is exclusive, meaning the only dedicated communication will be there. And it is bidirectional, fully duplex communication model that uses persistent connection between the client and the server. Once the client set up the connection, there is a request from the client, and server will respond to that, and the communication happens. Once the communication is over, there is a connection will get closed. Next. So example for this exclusive pair communication model, I can say there is one healthcare system. I think we have some devices which people can put it on their body, and that devices may be measuring some kind of parameters like temperature, pressure, or maybe BP, or whatever the parameters of a human being, and that is connected through Bluetooth. It has been connected, let us suppose, connected to an application on a mobile phone of a doctor, and is trying to monitor him on a regular basis, so that dedicated connection will be there. Or maybe one good example for exclusive pair is what we have a mobile phone, and through that mobile phone we are trying to listen to the song. So my earphone is exclusively connected to my mobile phone, and they both establish connection, and we try to listen to the song. And once I don't want to listen to the song, I'll try to disable or disconnect the connection. So this is one example, good example of exclusive pair. And in IoT, not all models can be used. See, depending upon my requirement, I think I can select which kind of communication model I need based on my requirement. And lot of IoT communication protocols are there: HTTP, COAP, MQTT, XMPP, DDS, AMQP, all these protocol. And based on the parameters that we require, that is like maybe I want QoS, real-time performance. It should be scalable. It should be interoperable. So based on maybe security I need. So based on my requirement and based on the application, we try to select these protocols and select these models, and we try to establish IoT system can be designed. So maybe application, maybe a industry-oriented application, automation, aerospace and defense, healthcare, whatever application. So we can decide which application is suitable and which protocol is suitable for that particular application. I think I'm done with my presentation. Thank you, sir.
So thank you very much, madam. Any questions from audience? Hello? Madam, I think
Thank you, sir.
I
Thanks
don't
for
have
giving me an
any
opportunity.
questions. Anyway, sorry for the inconvenience caused from our side. It was a
Sorry.
yeah, it was a wonderful presentation from you, and
Thank you,
it
sir.
makes out you given the complete insight of IoT and communication model architecture, which is very important for today's scenario. And on behalf of all the participants, I thank you for sharing your
Thanks.
valuable time with us.
Thanks for giving me an opportunity, sir.
Yeah, it's our pleasure to share your views with us.
Thank you, sir.
With this, I think we have come to the end of this AROHAN lecture series 10. And I thank Principal Secretary, Commissioner, and our Honorable Director for this initiation. Once again, I thank all the participants for making this AROHAN lecture series a grand success one. So thank you very much and have a great day. Thank you.